The Forest Conservation Amendment Bill 2023. What is the Forest Conservation Act 1980? The Forest Conservation Act was passed on October 25, 1980. It contains regulations concerning forest conservation and matters related to it. Restrictions on dereservation of forests. No state government or other authority shall convert forest land for non-forest purpose except with the prior approval of the central government of. In non-forest purpose include use of land for cultivating horticulture crops or for any purpose other than reforestation. It appeals any person aggrieved by an order or decision of the state government or other authority may file an appeal to the National Green Tribunal established under NGT Act 2010. Advisory Committee. The central government may constitute a committee consisting of such number of persons as it may deem fit to advise the government. Power to make rules. The central government can make rules for carrying out of the provisions of this act. The act has been amended only once before in 1988. In 1976, forests were included in List 3, that is concurrent list, under the 7th schedule of the Constitution. What are the key features of this bill? Restrictions on activities in forest, the first one. The bill adds more activities to the list of activities that will be excluded from non-forest purpose such as zoos, safaris under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 in forest areas other than protected areas, and ecotourism facilities and silvicultural operations, any other purpose specified by the central government. The central government may specify exclusion of any survey. Law under the pure view of the Act. Land under the pure view of the Act. The bill provides for two types of land to be under the purview of the Act. Land declared or notified as a forest under the Indian Forest Act 1927 or any law, land not covered in the first category but notified as forest on or after October 25, 1980 in a government record. It exempted land. The bill exempts forest land along a rail line or public road maintained by the government up to maximum size of 0.10 hectares. Land situated within 100 kilometers along the international borders, line of control or line of actual control. Land proposed to be used for constructing security infrastructure and defense related projects not exceeding 5 hectares in a left-wing extremism affected areas. The assigning forest land requires prior approval for the central government to direct the assigning of forest land to any organization not owned by the government. A delegation of power. The central government may issue directions for the implementation of the Act to any other authority organization. What are the criticism of the bill? The amendment bill seeks to limit the applicability of the Forest Conservation Act only to land recorded as a forest. The restricted scope of the Act required fewer projects to obtain forest clearance. The amendment aids in the diversion of the demand forest for non-forest use. The scope of amendments is pushing plantation to achieve carbon neutrality by limiting the scope of the Act. The amendment may also affect the rights of the indigenous and forest dwelling population who are now protected under the forest